I thought I was doing the right thing by helping my brother pay off his debt, but when he refused to pay me back and started making excuses, I realized I was just enabling his bad habits. I had always believed that family was supposed to lean on each other, that when someone you loved was struggling, you stepped in without hesitation. That was exactly what I did the day my younger brother, Mark, called me in the middle of the night sounding like he was trapped underwater, choking on fear and shame. I still remember the way I jolted awake, heart pounding, thinking something terrible must have happened. And in a way, something had. He was in debt again, worse than before, and he begged me to help. Not with words, exactly. Mark had never been that straightforward, but I could hear it in his voice, in the stammering pauses, the way he inhaled shakily like a kid trying not to cry. He told me things had gotten complicated, that he'd made some bad choices, and that he just needed a little help to get things straight. It was 3 in the morning, and I was so groggy that the quiet panic in his voice burrowed right through my half-asleep judgment. I didn't ask how much, not until the next day. At the time, I just told him I loved him, that everything would be okay, that he should try to get some rest. After we hung up, I lay awake for another hour, staring at the ceiling and listening to the low hum of the refrigerator, wondering how my brother, who once asked me to help him build his first model rocket, had turned into someone calling me about complications related to debt. By noon the next day, I figured out the details. It wasn't a little, not even close. He had racked up credit card debt, late fees, borrowed money from several friends who were now avoiding him, and, most worrying, he hinted at something involving a loan that wasn't exactly official. I didn't push him on that phrase, but I heard the fear underneath it, and that fear was enough to make me say yes before I even fully grasped what I was agreeing to. I transferred the money, a painful amount, nearly my entire rainy day fund, and told myself I had done the right thing. I was helping him get his life together. He even sounded relieved when I sent the confirmation screenshot. He promised, actually promised, that this was the last time he'd ever need something like this, that he would pay me back as soon as he could. For a few days after that, things were quiet, almost peaceful, like I had managed to stop a storm before it tore our family apart. But the thing about storms is that they don't just disappear. They gather strength behind the clouds, out of sight, waiting for the next opening. I just didn't see it yet. I didn't see any of it. I walked around feeling like a good person, like I had fulfilled some sacred obligation. I even told my girlfriend, Emily, about helping him, expecting her to say something supportive. Instead, she gave me this long look, the kind that felt like she was trying to peer inside my head, and asked how many times I'd bailed him out before. Not like this, I said. Just little stuff. He's my brother, Em. She didn't argue, but she looked worried. She knew things about Mark that I sometimes refused to see. I'd chalked up his irresponsibility to being the baby of the family, to mom and dad spoiling him, to his habit of chasing the thrill of instant gratification. He was always the kind of guy who bought a new gadget before paying his rent, someone who couldn't save $1 to save his life. But I didn't think of him as a bad person, just reckless, a little immature, and too good at convincing himself that everything would somehow work out. Weeks went by, then a month. Mark barely mentioned the debt. Whenever I brought it up, he'd make these vague, breezy comments. Yeah, I'm planning things out. Or don't worry, I've got a plan. As if paying me back was some theoretical concept he'd get to eventually, like reorganizing his closet or starting a workout routine. I tried to be patient. I told myself money was tight for him. I reminded myself that I didn't help him because I wanted the money back. I helped because he was my brother and he needed me. But if you want to hear the full story, be sure to follow the link below.